Surely many of us still remember Boston Market, right? At one time, this name was almost synonymous with warm, family-style American meals. Fragrant rotisserie chicken with crispy skin and tender meat, served with mashed potatoes, sweet corn, and rich gravy. Boston Market was not just a restaurant chain. It was a familiar part of the memories of millions of American families. A place people stopped by after work, where families gathered on weekends, a place to eat out while still feeling like home. But then, like many other icons of the American food industry, Boston Market gradually disappeared from the map. Stores closed one by one, the brand sank into silence, leaving behind a big question that left many people astonished. What really happened? How could a restaurant chain that was once everywhere, once the top choice for so many families, slide toward collapse and even be almost completely erased? This is not just a story about rotisserie chicken. This is a dramatic journey of expansion ambitions, wrong decisions, fierce competitive pressure, and rapid changes in consumer habits. And in this video, we will together revisit the entire mystery behind the rise and fall of Boston Market. Before getting into the video, if you have any questions or topics you would like to ask about, please leave a comment below this video. And now we will explore the article. And to truly grasp the real scale of this collapse, the numbers simply do not lie. Just look at Boston Market's journey, from its glorious peak in the mid-1990s, when the chain operated nearly 1,200 locations across the United States, to early 2024, when that number had shrunk to fewer than 30 barely functioning locations. This is a decline that is hard to believe, even shocking, when placed alongside the iconic status Boston Market once held. This was not merely a minor stumble or a temporary downturn, but the near-total disintegration of an entire food empire that had once been deeply familiar to Americans. But before dissecting this painful fall, we need to turn back the clock and return to the golden era to understand why Boston Market was once so successful and so great. Their story began in 1985 under the original name Boston Chicken. At that time, the rotisserie chicken model, combined with classic family-style side dishes, struck a powerful chord with American consumers. As quick and convenient as fast food, yet offering a warmer, more wholesome and healthier feeling than burgers or fries. What is especially striking is the almost meteoric pace of Boston Chicken's growth. In less than a decade, from a single small store, it exploded into a massive chain with more than 1,200 locations across the United States. At that time, few restaurant brands expanded at such a speed. Boston Chicken was everywhere, in residential neighborhoods, shopping centers, and along busy roads. Wherever people went, they could see the familiar signage and smell the rich aroma of rotisserie chicken in the air. This success turned Boston Chicken into a rising star of the American food industry, praised by investors, loved by consumers, and regarded as a model for the future of family meal restaurant chains. And it was precisely from this dazzling peak that their journey began to veer in a completely different direction, setting in motion a chain of events that would lead to one of the most unfortunate collapses in the history of the American restaurant industry. So what was the secret behind Boston Market's success? At first glance, it may sound complicated, but in reality, the answer was extremely simple, and it was precisely that simplicity that made it smart. Boston Market tapped into a critically important mindset among Americans, especially busy families. Everyone wants a decent hot meal that feels home-cooked, but not everyone has the time or energy to stand in the kitchen after a long day of work. And Boston Market appeared at exactly the right time and in exactly the right place, like a savior for the dinner tables of millions of families. Instead of competing head-on with hamburgers, pizza, or deep-fried fast food, they chose a different path. Rotisserie chicken, familiar side dishes such as mashed potatoes, vegetables, cornbread, All of it evoked the image of a traditional family meal. Customers could stop by, quickly buy a complete meal for the whole family, take it home, and have it on the table within minutes. No grocery shopping, no cooking, no messy kitchen cleanup, yet still the feeling of eating a home-cooked meal. That was the core value Boston Market delivered. And this success was not reflected only in praise or consumer affection, but very clearly in money, a lot of money. At its peak, Boston Market generated annual revenues of around $800 million USD, a figure large enough to prove that it was not just a popular restaurant chain, but truly a formidable force in the American food industry. Those numbers show that Boston Market once did things right, did them precisely, and did them very well, at least during its golden age. But every party eventually comes to an end. Things began to go seriously off course. Now we will dissect the main causes, treating them like ingredients in a recipe for disaster. And these are the 6 key ingredients in that failed formula, from unstable management and uncontrolled expansion to losing the most valuable asset of all, customer trust. We will examine each factor one by one. Let's start from the deepest root of the problem: instability in management. Throughout its existence, Boston Market repeatedly changed owners, from McDonald's to investment funds such as Sun Capital. Each change in ownership brought a shift in management mindset, priorities, and strategy. As a result, the company never developed a consistent, long-term vision. Instead of building a solid foundation and improving gradually, Boston Market was pulled back and forth between short-term goals, focusing either on cost-cutting or expansion at all costs. A brand cannot go far when the people at the helm cannot agree on the direction. Even worse, this instability manifested externally through serious legal problems. Boston Market faced more than 150 lawsuits related to unpaid employee wages and late payments to suppliers. This was not merely a financial issue, but a sign that the company's operational foundation had begun to crumble from within. When employees lose trust and the supply chain fractures, a decline in service and product quality becomes inevitable. Ironically, the seeds of failure were planted during the company's most brilliant period of success. An overly rapid and aggressive expansion strategy pushed far beyond Boston Market's actual management and operational capacity. Instead of controlling quality and optimizing the model, they plunged into a race for sheer scale. The consequence was the first bankruptcy in 1998, which led to the closure of as many as 700 stores, a massive shock and an extremely costly lesson that came very early. And it did not stop there. Boston Market fell into a deadly trap, being stuck in the middle of the market. On one hand, it could not be as cheap, fast, and convenient as fast food giants like McDonald's. On the other hand, it was not fresh or innovative enough to compete with the modern, fast casual wave represented by brands like Chipotle or Panera. Not cheap, not premium, and lacking clear differentiation. Boston Market gradually lost its footing and slid into a gap where the market no longer had room for mediocrity. Put bluntly and simply, the world changed, consumer tastes changed, but Boston Market did not. While the American food industry entered a new phase where customers increasingly cared about health, ingredient sourcing, and the ability to customize meals to personal needs, Boston Market's menu remained stuck in the image of a traditional family dinner. Fixed meal portions, heavy on carbohydrates, salt, and fat, which were once an advantage, suddenly appeared outdated to a new generation of customers. Consumers began to favor build-your-own options, wanting to add or remove ingredients, choose portion sizes, select sauces, and even choose the story behind their food. Fast casual brands like Chipotle and Panera quickly captured this trend, while Boston Market largely stood still. They failed to refresh the menu in a meaningful way, failed to reposition the brand, and failed to communicate that they were still relevant in a new context. This sluggishness gradually left Boston Market behind, not because the food was terrible, but because it no longer matched the needs of the era. Then came the fatal blow from an unexpected place: large supermarkets. Costco and other major retailers began selling rotisserie chicken, the very item that had once been Boston Market's signature and greatest competitive advantage. Their chicken was tasty, convenient, and most importantly, far cheaper. With a single trip to the supermarket, customers could buy groceries for the entire week and casually bring home a hot rotisserie chicken. Boston Market not only lost its core product, but also lost a large share of a market segment it had once nearly monopolized. All of these pressures led to an inevitable consequence: operational collapse. Food quality and service became inconsistent across locations. The customer experience deteriorated steadily. While competitors invested heavily in ordering apps, food delivery, loyalty programs, and user data, Boston Market fell dangerously behind in technology. And in an industry where experience increasingly matters as much as flavor, that technological lag pushed Boston Market faster toward the edge of collapse. All of these accumulated pressures ultimately led to an almost inevitable outcome: operational collapse. With finances under strain, management in disarray, and strategy lacking consistency, the quality of both food and service at Boston Market became noticeably inconsistent. Some locations managed to preserve the familiar taste, but others served cold food, reduced portions, and delivered unprofessional service. This inconsistency steadily eroded the customer experience, even as consumer expectations continued to rise. During the same period, competitors were moving in a completely different direction. They invested heavily in technology and digital experiences: convenient ordering apps, fast delivery, loyalty programs, and personalized promotions. Every time customers opened their phones, competitor brands were right there in front of them. And Boston Market? It was largely absent from the game. Outdated technology, weak customer engagement, and failure to keep up with modern consumption trends caused the brand to fade from public consciousness. And then came the final ingredient, the killing blow in this disaster formula: the complete collapse of brand trust. A wave of negative news followed: unpaid employee wages, lawsuits from suppliers, and stores abruptly shutting down without clear communication. For customers, this created a sense of unease and disappointment. For employees and partners, it was the unmistakable sign of a sinking ship. The situation at Boston Market became so severe that government authorities were forced to intervene. In the state of New Jersey, multiple locations were shut down due to unpaid employee wages, a clear sign that the crisis had moved beyond internal corporate issues. By early 2024, an empire that once operated more than 1,000 stores was reduced to only a handful of locations, struggling desperately to survive. If one number is needed to grasp the scale of this financial crisis, here it is: 11 million USD. The amount that just one supplier, US Foods, sued Boston Market for due to unpaid invoices. And it must be emphasized that US Foods is only one of many creditors lining up to demand payment from the brand. In summary, Boston Market's collapse did not stem from a single mistake, but from a perfect storm. Weak management, mounting debt, operational chaos, combined with competitive pressure and shifting consumer behavior. When the foundation has already rotted from within, a brand becomes completely defenseless against external blows. The story of Boston Market is an extraordinarily costly warning for any business. And it leaves us with one final question worth reflecting on. Is there any brand we still love and visit every day that might also be quietly walking down the same path? If you've watched the entire video, please give the team a like and a share to show your support. And if there's a topic you'd like us to cover next, be sure to leave a comment below the video.